In this video, let's talk about why the Warriors want to play the Kings, how the Kings can possibly upset this Warriors team, and who's going to be the X factors for both teams heading into this series, and so much more. But before we do, let's light them up. Oh so fresh, oh so smooth, it's your boy Eli back with the groove. And Draymond Green recently said on his podcast not too long ago, wasn't one of the recent ones, but he said that he wants to play the Kings. At the time when Draymond Green released this video, we only had two options, and that was to play either the Kings or we play the Suns. So I guess in that case, yeah, I could see why we'd prefer to play the Kings, in which it's set in stone now, we do get to play the Kings. But make no mistake, this is definitely not going to be an easy win. We're not running through this team like it's nothing or anything like that. As you guys know, Mike Brown is the coach of the Kings, and ever since he started coaching this team this season, they've been playing phenomenally. They've been good enough to be a 3 seed, and now we have to play them as a 6 seed. The Kings have been the laughingstock of the NBA for about 17 years now. I'm pretty sure their drought was about 17 years. And now they finally get to make it to the playoffs with the same team as last year, essentially, but just with a totally different coach. Meanwhile, this season for the Warriors has been a very bad season on the road specifically, but even at home, we do some things that are just absolutely ridiculous and shouldn't ever happen. And one of our main struggles this season has been our defense, which is why we had to trade away a 7'2" player in James Wiseman and get Gary Payton II so that we could have some defense. Now, as far as that trade goes, I'm not the biggest fan of it because we are a very small team and we need size. But at the same time, James Wiseman wasn't really helping us much, being basically a rookie, and Gary Payton II, we could already see the fruits of his labor as far as how well he's been playing so far. So at the end of the day, I definitely trust Bob Myers and what he's doing with the team, and I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be able to repeat. But at the same time, I still would have preferred to find a way to keep James Wiseman. The only problem is doing both at the same time was just about impossible, so we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. So the Warriors this season against the Kings are averaging 120 points per game, 43.8 rebounds per game, and 28.8 assists per game. Now, we Warriors fans know that once we hit that 30 assist mark, we go up about 30% as far as our chances of winning goes, and it's always a good sign to see that we're able to get a lot of assists. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum, we're looking at throwing the ball so much that we just wind up throwing the ball away, and that leads to one of our biggest problems this season, which is turnovers. And looking at the stat here, the Golden State Warriors are averaging 16.3 turnovers per ball game. That's a lot of turnovers, and if we don't cut that in this playoff series and in any playoff series, you're guaranteed to have some serious losses. If we could just hold on to the ball and not make anything crazy or too flashy. I know at certain times Jordan Poole likes to be flashy, Steph Curry likes to be flashy, everybody likes to be flashy. Then you do a pass and then it winds up being a turnover, and it's an easy 2 buckets, which in sometimes is a 4-point swing because we're almost about to score for ourselves. So turnovers in this game, to say the least, is one of the things that we really need to look out for. So the Warriors this season, as you guys all know, have been terrible on the road. The Warriors have 11 wins and 30 losses on the road this season. So clearly something's going on that once we leave our home building, we are not able to win games. And if we look at the home record, we are 33-8 at home. The difference is so crazy that it's like it doesn't even make any sense. This is like record-breaking different swings at home versus away. So there's going to be some X factors in this game here. And for the Kings, I think that X factor is going to be Davion Mitchell. Now, Davion Mitchell isn't the best shooter or the offensive player, so to speak, but he can really lock down on defense. He's had a lot of plays where he's like right on his defender and he's forcing misses. And if he can be on Curry or Jordan Poole or even Klay Thompson like that, that can really affect the game. But the good thing for us is we do have a lot of threats. That means we have Steph Curry, we have Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole. Just like I mentioned, all 3 of them. That means that as a trio, the Warriors will be able to pass the ball and find somebody that's not being guarded by Davion. and try to find mismatches, and like if De'Aaron Fox is out there, you know, kind of attack him. But at the same time, Davion Mitchell's streakiness can really affect the Kings and whether they decide to play him or not, because if he's not doing so well offensively, you just simply can't have him out there for too long, no matter how good of defense he plays. And looking at the Warriors side of this, Gary Payton is literally the same exact thing, but better, in my opinion anyways.
Stop it. Get some help.
He is locked down on defense. You have to dribble around this guy at your own risk. You know, if you have the ball and he's guarding you, my suggestion is to pass that ball. And with the plays that he's made this year and really throughout his career, he's known for his defense at this point. But in the same way, if he can't play sustainable offense and he's just a complete liability on offense, then he's as good as nothing for us. So Gary Payton is going to be the X factor for this Warriors team, because if he's not playing good offense, that may limit how long he can be out there playing defense. The only problem is having Gary Payton II and Draymond Green out there at the same time would kind of mess with our offensive lineups as far as scoring and stuff like that goes. Because these guys, they can lock up defensively, but in the same manner on the offensive side of the ball, they may not be as much help as we will need, which, you know, could be fine if we have Clay and Curry out there, but we still want somebody a little bigger like Looney. Obviously, he can't play the whole game, but I expect to see a lot from Looney in this series. Now, the advantage that this Warriors team has is Curry is by far the best player in this series. And having a superstar in playoff series makes all the difference. Stephen Curry has been averaging 29.4 points this season, along with 6.3 assists and 6.1 rebounds per game. But you guys have to let me know what you think about all these things in the comment section down below, because I really do want to know who you guys think will win this series. I also want to look at De'Aaron Fox, and he's been a really clutch player this season. I remember at one point he was actually averaging the most points in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. I don't know if he still is as it is right now, but that's definitely something we have to look out for, is in the clutch how well he will play, and it can really affect this game. In the same manner, we have a superstar in Steph Curry, who also is capable of doing the same. Hasn't necessarily been doing the same this season, but he's 100% capable of it, and we know how well he plays when everything's on the line and it's game time. We also will be getting Andrew Wiggins back this series, and I don't know how much he's gonna play, but he's gonna be a big part, because sometimes I even forget about him because he's been gone for so long. Then I remember, hey, we have Wiggs, and that's like our second superstar right there. And as long as he plays well, Jordan Poole plays well, we are really in for one series, guys, and it's gonna be a fun series, make no mistake about it. Anyways, guys, I have a whole lot of content coming for you guys, so make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss a beat. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and even Twitter as well. All my links will be in the description. If you made it to the end, comment Wiggins down below just so that I know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. It would mean a lot to me. And if you are subscribed, I appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, let's light them up.